So I'm going to show, do a review of the features and capabilities of OTBI, Oracle Transaction Business Intelligence, in the Fusion ERP Cloud. Specifically, I'll go through, show you how to get to reports and analytics, how to be able to access those, to view those, to edit those reports, to create new reports, to be able to create both BI publish reports and analytics, dashboards, how to be able to configure SmartView and use SmartView, and then be able to take some of those objects and embed those into the application so that they're accessible as part of business processes within the application. So you note here, I've got this icon. Again, this is reports and analytics where I can go in, look at the reports I have access to. I can also be able to create new reports and edit reports within this icon. That's also accessible here. You can see I've got reports and analytics here. These were added actually. If you go to the springboard here, you can page down. And you'll see under Tools, we just click Reports and Analytics, and that's what put that icon on my desktop. We can get page down here. And when we talk about embedding objects, analytics, these are infolets. So these are essentially objects that you build within OTBI and then deploy those within the application itself. So, maybe it's things that, I'm a project manager or I'm a user. There are things that I need to know when they're going on in the application, right? So it used to be, maybe if I wanted to know, for example, whose time cards were missing, I'd have a report, I'd go out, run the report, I'd look at those people that I'm interested in, and then be able to see if their time card's missing, and if so, it was the last time they submitted a time card. Here we can really automate all of that. So, the system will go out, identify people that are on projects with me that haven't submitted their time cards within some time period, and then be able to present that information to me. All right, so I don't need to go and dig and do that data compilation and be able to put that data together. Data's together for me, the analysis is there, and that data is presented. Same thing maybe with cost budget here. It can go in and highlight areas that maybe projects that I'm responsible for where I'm getting close to exceeding my budget, right? These are also active, so I can go into my projects here and you see the number of projects I'm responsible for. I can drill to a form, so I can click on these and look all of them. A lot of capabilities, a lot of flexibility to be able to deliver analytics real time to your users. That's the other thing about OTBI. When we talk about this data, we used to build data warehouses separate, right? We'd build a warehouse, it would sit outside our system. Every so often, we'd pull data over and load it. This is real time, right? This is built into the application. So all the data we're going to look at today is all real time. As we put data into the system and save it, it's there available for us. So let's first, so that's one thing. We saw obviously, we can have analytics that we've built, put in the application. We can also, if I just go to a form, this is a form within the application. I'll open, it's called My Work. We'll open that up. And this will go in and show me, again, what I'm responsible for, my task. But no, you'll see this throughout the application. It's at GL, receivables, payables, wherever you are, you'll see this reports and analytic icon. And this opens up. You can do some things. You can create a new analysis here report. You can browse a catalog. And I'll show you catalog. That's essentially where we have all the reports. So it's essentially a folder structure that contains business intelligence reports, dashboards, and analysis and such. And we can also, if you click down here, have specific reports available on this form. That's nice, if I'm here, maybe a task listing, maybe there's other data my users may want, right? I can create those reports, create those, and just put those onto this form. So you have a lot of fixed flexibility in delivering intelligence and building your business processes within the application using OTBI. So let's go in now and we'll go in and build a report. It's kind of a quick report here. See if I can find tools. Two ways to build a report. Now I'll break these my features and capabilities into separate videos, just because it could take a long duration to cover everything. So I'll kind of break into separate subject areas. In this first video, I'm going to talk about one of the ways to create a report. And there's really two ways to create a report analysis within the application. The first way is we have a wizard. We can open the wizard and it'll walk us through the steps to be able to create a report. Very nice to be able to create simple, quick reports. Maybe someone who doesn't go into the application a lot will walk them through and be able to create a nice report with direct tables and pivot tables and graphs and such. The second is going directly into OBIEE. And OTBI is really, the key to this is OBIEE. That's kind of the underpinnings. It's Oracle Business Intelligence Enterprise Edition. And that really, if you go into there to create a report, you've got a lot more flexibility, a lot more capabilities to be able to do things in creating a report. So how you decide to do it really depends on, I think, your objectives and what kind of report you want to create and your skill level, right? And how comfortable you are with using OBIEE. So let's first just talk about a simple report done in the wizard. So I create an analytics and I come to this form and this has a listing of my favorites. So these are reports. This is a report here. This is actually an analysis. This is a dashboard. These are my favorites, right? These are things when I come in here, I use a lot, and I want to be able to see. From this, I could go into here, click on the right. I also have the ability to be able to view this report. I want to do that. And open my report up. We'll build that report here in a minute. We can go in and edit it, which will open the editor up, the wizard editor. And again, this is just a place where you can modify things, add fields to your report and such. Done that. And the last way, and we'll go over this later, this will open OBIEE. So we can even do more extensive modifications and have a lot more flexibility to be able to do in our report. We can clear our filters here. And this will go through and show you your catalog, right? This will show you all the folder structures and within them, all the subfolders, all your reports, your analysis, your dashboards to be able to get those, right? So, and now let's go in and note there's two things here. We can create a report or we have the ability to create analysis. A report is a BI publisher report. So that's where I have a pixel perfect report. I want to be able to maybe create a government form, maybe something that needs specific content laid out in a specific format. I can do that through here. Very nice, very flexible. We'll do that. We also can create analysis. We'll start with that. Analysis is really just kind of an object, right? An object that can reside by itself. It's got graphs, different tables, pivot tables and such. It also has the ability to go into a dashboard itself. So I've got my subject areas. Subject areas are really, they hold data, right? So they're laid out for a functional way. They kind of laid out in a way that makes sense to the functional user, and they create data in a structure that makes sense to the functional user. Data is real time. The data is very comprehensive. So, if I go into something, for example, we're going to actually go into costs, but this data will have not just project costing data, but it's also going to have data that's associated with the supplier, maybe expenditure data, time data. All of these subject areas have time dimensionality associated with them. So, we can look at things by period, by week, by day, by year, have the ability to do trend analysis across those years and do comparisons, to be able to look at point at time and to be able to look for a specific date. What was our balances? What was our balances, for example, in the general ledger for period to date and such. It also, we've built out a lot of metrics. So, a good example would be in projects. Project managers very often are concerned with things like, period to date, right? Estimated cost to complete, earned value. We've built those metrics out for you. Really, one, to build consistency and governance across your data, but also to save you time. Subject areas can also, I'm going to pick one in this report, but you've got the ability to pick multiple. So, maybe, you're creating a report that's got project, billing information into it, costing information, and budget. You can build all of those subject areas together and then pick fields from each one of those. All right. So let's just pick actual cost real time. Continue. Here's my subject area. The other thing about these subject areas too, is they know the hierarchy structures within your application. So for example, if I've got an organization, and that organization maybe has top level orgs and orgs below that and laid out in a hierarchy format, it knows and can detect all of that and has that hierarchy structure within OTBI or within GL. I've got my assets, within my assets, I've got long-term current assets and structures within that. It knows those. So it's nice to be able to have those hierarchies, to be able to drill down, to be able to drill up. Or like projects, right? I'm at the project level. It automatically knows what the tasks are and has that ability to drill down to them. So let's go here. Let's just build a quick report. And we'll go ahead and look at some project. We want project name in here and project number. So again, you can see how comprehensive this is. I mean, this is just a cost area, and it's got project information, general ledger, item information. If you're dealing with an item, your costs, maybe costs that you imported, maybe costs that are expenditures or employee costs. Costs you're going to capitalize, your award. So it's very powerful. A lot of information, very nice. So I'm going to go here, project name and project number, and let's pull in project organization. And maybe within this, we want some data associated with it. So we'll go up to expenditures. And you've got your expenditures and your cost information here. Let's go down to this subject area, this file, right? All your cost information, your revenue. Let's open this one up. Billable costs, all of that data. So here we are, we've got our burden cost, our cost, we'll get our cost. And our burden cost, you can see we've got a raw cost. Very flexible, a lot of capabilities here. Again, I can look, and we'll go over this later when we get more advanced, but you've got the ability to do interaction with these. So, very often what I'll see with this is being able to drill, maybe drill to detail, maybe about a project, and I want to drill down to maybe I've got a program, I want to go down to individual projects. You can look at things like that or look at the tasks within those. Ability to drill down within organizations, we can set up those interactions. Again, within here, we've got set column properties. If you want to be able to change the name of your column, or in this case, be able to change the formula or where it's derived from. You can hide it, obviously. Let's go next. Give it a name. And we've got a table. We'll just do a summary table here. Again, it gives us all these options. It also makes a recommendation looking at your data. What would be best? Pivot table, summary pivot table, and then graphs. So line area. And we even within OBIE you have more options, but these are kind of summarized. And again, it'll look and make a recommendation for us. And where do we want our table and graph? So we can lay that out too. Go here and preview. We can lay out a preview, which is nice to be able to preview it. So what it's going to look like. Edit the table. You want to add out the layout, how things are arranged, what's the sequence of fields on it. You can edit your graph here, change the graph, the subtype and such. How things measure and vary by color. You can change that, the colors and such. How we sort it. So we put a sort in here. Maybe we're going to go by cost. And filters, right? Again, a lot of filters here that you can work with, right? A lot equal to, greater than, between, null, right? It's not null. Let's do ranking. This will give us to pull the top 10. We'll do that. Go pull our top 10. And there we have it. We can do conditional formatting. Let's do it on cost. And we'll put some thresholds in here, maybe it's like 800,000, maybe 2 million. Sorry, just 20 million. Let's take one of those off. And we've got some conditional formatting here. Things over 2 million are in green, and we've got yellow, and the lower threshold being less than 800,000. Go next. Now we can submit it. And again, you can go into here and have the ability to create your own folders right within the catalog. I'll open this up, and I actually have a folder already created. And I'll go down here. It's a folder called examples. And I'll open that up. And then we'll go project cost. Save it. So what we did is we went through and very quickly just created a quick report. And notice it takes us back to our home page here for reports and analytics. And we can go down here. We'll page down a little bit. Open our report up. And this was the one we created. Again, we can make it a favorite. We go from project cost. And there's our report, right? So we have the ability here, then, if we want to do additional formatting, to add additional objects, and to, if we like, put on a dashboard. So that's actually what we'll do next, is we'll create the same report, but we'll go in directly into OBIE and create the reports there and compare some of the flexibility and capabilities additional within OBIE and how you would create the report.